Ivanka Trump and her husband, Jared Kushner, are, of course, involved in a multi-billion-dollar land grab in the country of Albania. And in the early days of this, when it was first revealed to the public, there, of course, were protests, thousands of people out in the streets in Albania demanding that the prime minister put a stop to this before it goes any further. But what those citizens of Albania did not know at the time was that it was already too late. Construction equipment has already shown up in the nature preserve that Ivanka and Jared purchased through Jared's business Affinity partners. They're tearing it all down. The bulldozers are there. And now, as a result of this, hundreds of thousands of Albanians are now demanding that the prime minister resign. And, listen to this, they want Prime Minister Rama's resignation, they want a caretaker government, and then early elections, basically, quote, a full governmental reset that would put every elected official's job on the line. Ivanka Trump, through her greed, through her husband's greed, through their corruption with Affinity partners, has effectively taken down the entire government of a foreign country now. That Prime Minister Rama, yeah, he's done. Even if he doesn't resign, which I do not think he will, he's never going to hold another public office for the rest of his life. He's not going to enjoy a nice, happy retirement when he leaves office. He is now a universally despised figure in his own country, and the only way he'll ever know peace is to leave the country that he is currently running into the ground. So the question is why, right? Why is everybody so mad that this is happening? Well, here's why. The Albanian government granted the project special investor status, which bypassed public tenders and stripped the land of its protected status, all without disclosing the deal to Parliament or the public. So this is public corruption at the highest levels. Prime Minister Rama himself. Heavy machinery rolled in without permits, private security guards dragged away environmental protesters on video, and what critics describe as an alleged land grab went viral overnight. Hundreds of thousands of Albanians have since flooded the capital under signs reading "Albania is not a Gucci bag on sale." The movement calls itself the Flamingo Revolution, named after the birds whose protected habitat is now under threat of destruction. This is not the first time that Jared Kushner's company, Affinity Partners, because it's all being done under Affinity Partners, this is not the first time that they have caused, essentially, a government to collapse. They actually did it a couple years ago in Serbia. So what happened was basically the same thing. Affinity Partners went in and they were like, hey, we're going to buy up all this protected land. We're going to build something. And the corrupt government officials said, yeah, maybe in exchange for a little bit, we can make that happen. And they did. And 5 government officials were prosecuted for essentially public corruption for giving Affinity Partners this deal. And because of the negative publicity, because of the, government officials going to prison over this, Affinity Partners eventually was like, we're not going to do it. We're pretty much now hated in Serbia. So we're done. We're pulling out of the project. The reason that story is so important is, one, it proves Jared Kushner is one of the most corrupt people in the United States. So is his company. But number two, same thing could happen in Albania. If the public backlash continues, if this Flamingo Revolution continues to grow, we could see the ousting of the prime minister. We could see whole new early elections in Albania. and Affinity partners could once again be told to go kick rocks. If, of course, they're not prosecuted, right? Getting away without even building the resort is the best case scenario for them. If any money changed hands at all, I'm talking about $1, then they should be prosecuted. And to be honest, when we look at the evidence, right, they didn't have to do permits. Parliament wasn't even told, right? The whole thing does sound and smell exceptionally fishy. I refuse to believe that the Prime Minister of Albania did not get something in return. There had to have been some sort of quid pro quo in order to do all of this in the dark of night out of view of the public. Because if this was just a regular, like, hey, we really want to buy it and build a luxury resort here, they would have gone through the regular processes. There would have been permits to go and start bulldozing the Flamingo Preserve. But there wasn't. So, yeah, none of this seems like it's on the level. Government corruption, corporate corruption, in all of it. Because Ivanka Trump took a visit to the island 5 years ago and said, oh, this is so lovely. I want to own this. And now, because of her greed, because of her vanity, she's effectively taken down a foreign government. That, honestly, given the corruption here, probably deserved to be taken down anyway. So maybe Ivanka should be heralded as a hero for exposing such massive government corruption. If only she could do the same thing for her father's government. I want to take a moment to tell you about a wonderful new book that is out, Be Like Trump by John Evans. And yes, I wrote the afterword for this book. Now, Be Like Trump is a wonderful little story that essentially puts things into a better perspective for Americans. Whether you love Trump, whether you hate Trump, it doesn't matter. This book takes real things Donald Trump has done and shows people what it would be like if Trump had done those horrible things to them personally. Would that change your opinion of him? And that is what a lot of MAGA does need to realize. This book is not an attack on Trump. It is putting his actions into a better perspective for the public. And it also does so in a humorous way, which I absolutely love. The book is available on Amazon. Of course, we will have a link in the description of our video, so follow that, check it out. It's available both in paperback and Kindle edition. This is a must-read for anyone who, one, may have forgotten some of the horrible things that Donald Trump has done over the years, and two, for anyone who thinks to themselves, yeah, he's done horrible things, but he's this far-off figure, and those things really don't affect me. Read the book, and then tell me after that if you don't think these things affect you.